Wow. How do you start a conversation? So, I don't know, you say, so, do you swim? Do you like swimming? Like, yeah, I like swimming. Alright, yeah. But, you know, don't you think that swimming pools are just a bit sexist? What? Yeah. What? So, Ellie Mae O'Hagan, who, you know, probably should be some Irish folk singer, apparently has opinions. Who would have thought it? But she says, I love swimming, but I'm sick of the sexist behaviour in British pools. Now, if you think about like what sexist behaviour could be in pools, you know, I'd assume it'd be like maybe, you know, talking about how women look in their swimming costumes. That's the only thing I could imagine. You know, swimming pools are like a strange place because, you know, suddenly you're mixing all in public with people who are wearing sometimes outfits that are like, ooh, damn. You know, it's you know, same as the beach. It's like, you know, you're staring probably a bit more than you should or you would normally. You know, it's like the one act before the end of the strip show, I suppose. But I don't. But I've read through this, you know, briefly, and I don't think that is the fucking issue here. You know, it just seems, you know, when they say there's literally nothing that people won't find a problem with or have something to say that's negative about something. Literally, I mean, that is definitely the case. You know, I might do start a writing course on how to be a modern journalist, and you know, do the sort of exercises that they do in songwriting classes, where it's like write, you know, you see 5 objects in a room, and make up a song about that object, you know, or 5 different words or something. It'd be the same exercise, like, you know, so in songwriting you go, oh, there's a lamp, or saying, you light up my life, or saying, oh, the TV, you go, TV, into the future. I don't know, that's crap examples. But I do it with, you know, with journalism, and I go, right, here's a fridge, got a problem, find a problem with this fridge that impacts people. That's racist, sexist, or homophobic, something about this fridge. And this cupboard. There must be something problematic about this cupboard. There's got to be something offensive about it. There's got to be something that pisses you off and is detrimental to society about this fucking cupboard. Don't get me started on this fucking kettle. You've got to find a problem. There must be a problem with this kettle. Find it. Fucking find it. Write a hit piece on this kettle. Destroy this kettle's career. Make sure this kettle never boils again. You know, and that'd be the exercise. And I'd be fascinated to see what my students would come up with. So I might start that, and I'm going to charge, I think, £499 per head, for like a 2-week intensive course. That'd be alright, wouldn't it? If we get enough students, that'd be a nice little earner. You know, you have to fly yourself out here, though. I ain't fucking flying you. You ain't part of the deal, man. You know, the vast majority of male swimmers are no trouble, but there are still too many incidents involving men to ignore. Right, well, that's kind of like saying, you know, the vast majority of men are no trouble, but there are still too many incidents involving men to ignore, as in murder, rape, you know, random acts of violence, burglary, armed robbery. I mean, there's too many murders and rapes for anyone to be okay with. No one goes, I think that's enough murders. How many, 200 a year in London? I don't know what it is at the moment, but like, say you're like, 200 murders a year, that's okay. That's about enough murders for me. That's, you know, if it was 250, I'd have a fucking problem. But like 200 murders a year is okay. I'm cool with 200 murders. How many rapes you say? 1,000 rapes a year? Well, that's all right. That's the sort of number I can be content with. Is 1,000 rapes, you know? But 1,050 rapes? That's too many. That's too many rapes for me to ignore, and therefore I think something should be done about men. Yeah, that's right. Because what we're going to deal with here, obviously, is an article about nothing, but people read it, and that's the problem. There you go. A friend told me recently that of all animals, I most resemble a Shetland pony. You have a bad friend? In other words, or a good friend, I don't know. In other words, my physique doesn't exactly scream athlete, and so when I go swimming, it comes as something of a surprise to others that I'm actually quite good at it. Okay. Really a lot of articles by journalists recently about them blowing their own trumpets. The more I swim, the more I notice that a not insignificant number of men seem to take against my swimming abilities and respond with an array of irritating behaviours. They push in front of me, they take up the whole lane, or, my personal favourite, they expend all of their energy on overtaking me just to prove that they can, then spend the rest of the lap swimming desperately slow in front of me. Right. So it's all about you. Now, there could be many reasons why this is happening to you. One, probably you're making it up. Two, your slow ass needs to get the fuck out the way so the man can swim his lengths in the way he is accustomed to. So he's probably swimming all three. Maybe he is, swim behind you, and then and the sight of you from the back end is so disgusting that he just wants to swim around you and get in front and then swim at his normal pace. These could be many things. I don't know if you know the concept of forward following, but this is something that's happened to me a few times. It may have happened to yourself. Forward following is an actual phenomenon. What is forward following? It's when you're stuck behind someone who's fucking dawdling in the pavement, and you can't find the fucking, you can't do, because oh, excuse me, it's just like you're trying to look for your opening to get round them, walking the road, you're like, oh, get the fuck out of the way. I'm like, I get the fuck out, I just need to walk. And they're looking around like this. You follow me? You following me? You following me? It's like, no, motherfucker, you're walking at such a retarded pace. I just want to get around you. I want you out. I don't want to follow you anywhere. I want you out the fucking way. Fuck off. Maybe you're just a forward follower in the pool, They push in front of me. They take up the whole lane. I'm my personal favourite. They spend all their energy on overtaking me just to prove that they can. That's right, because it's just to prove that they can overtake you. Because it is a great victory to overtake someone that looks like a Shetland pony, but swims like a majestic mermaid? I don't know, yeah. Saying paranoia. I'd say there's maybe some paranoia in here. This might be, the sort of, the sort of writings you'd find on the wall of someone who's gone schizophrenic. Like you go, oh, and who's trying to kill you? The demons. Shit. Oh. I'm going to have to call the loony bin. Anyway, the vast majority of men sharing the pool with me are no trouble whatsoever. Many are actively friendly, but it's also true to say that there is usually at least one annoying incident every time I go swimming. Oh, fancy that, there's an annoying incident every time. Something annoying. God, don't just hate it when you have a day when there's something annoying happen. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, how annoying. And it's always a man responsible for it. I fucking bet. And so I started sharing stories with other women who regularly swim to see if it's a thing. And it gives me no pleasure to report, ladies and gentlemen, that right under our very noses, Britain's public pools have become hotbeds of patriarchy. I really hope this is kind of a little bit tongue-in-cheek. That a swimming pool is a hotbed of patriarchy. I really hope you are just being a little bit hyperbolic there. I just hope for many things to happen. First, there's what I am amusingly dubbing the butterfly effect. Several women complain to me about men taking up an excess of space and generally splashing a lot by swimming butterfly without any regard for what other swimmers might be doing. You want to swim butterfly? You're in the pool, you're getting wet anyway, you fuck. What's the matter with you? One woman told me a man did this a few meters away from a baby swimming class she had joined with her son, resulting in some very tiny babies getting inadvertently dunked. I don't believe that happened. The butterfly effect, I don't. The butterfly effect is actually a genus in a family of inconsiderate behaviours women listed, such as brushing against and kicking them, and generally unwanted physical contact. You mean accidents, possibly. Then there are men whose behaviour is informed by the expectation that women will be less competent swimmers than them. Women complained about men aggressively overtaking them, even grabbing their ankles to slow them down. One woman told me a man pushed in front of her because, he said, men are faster swimmers, even though she was fast enough to catch up to him, and asked why he had done it. A male friend, one of the most enlightened men I know in matters of gender, admitted he feels distinctively different when he's overtaken by a woman. When a man overtook me, it didn't really register at all, but when a woman overtook me, I had a knee-jerk feeling inside that it was just a bit wrong, he said. Did he say that? Did he? I'm just going to call bullshit. I am. I'm done with this kind of crap. I'm just calling bullshit. They just need to write something, innit? That's all it is, innit? They just need to write something. That was like, oh, patriarchy in the fucking swimming pool. You do a patriarchy article about fucking Pampers. Yeah, sure. You know, babies pooing themselves is part of the patriarchy. Like, what is it? This fucking conspiratorial nonsense. Like, shut up. I just don't believe any. I just don't believe a word of it. I'm just done with seeing this. I just think this is just completely made up. I just do. They make up everything else. Well, why wouldn't they make this up? It's like, oh man, what man's there grabbing your ankles? Like, what? And if they are, where the fuck are you swimming to? Nutterville. When women confront men about their antisocial behaviour, they don't seem to take it very well. One woman told me that asking men to change their behaviour only results in further aggression. Another said a man had slapped the water in anger when she pulled him up for aggressively overtaking. Well, if someone came and said, you aggressively overtook me in the swimming pool, I'd splash her in the face and say, shut up! Here's something aggressive. Unfortunately, but perhaps not surprisingly, the most common stories are about sexual harassment. Now, this is what I thought it would be. Women told me about quitting swimming lessons because they were being harassed, having their bums pinched several times as they were swimming, being followed into the showers, and being leered at from the public gallery. A man told me he had seen other men swimming alongside women and chatting them up. Well, what's wrong with that? I was once getting changed when I spotted a man peering through a crack in the doorway and masturbating, which led to the absurdly Benny Hill-esque situation of me naked chasing him away. Really? You look like a Shetland pony, apparently. Is he into bestiality? Numerous studies show that men, as a group, tend to exhibit aggressive behaviour more often than women. Well, congratulations for understanding stuff. And the Me Too movement. Yeah, she dropped in Me Too. Good. That's solid. Ticking. It's all about ticking boxes, isn't it? It's about ticking them boxes. You got to drop a Me Too in there. Otherwise, this wouldn't be about patriarchy. Patriarchy, Me Too. Tick. Harvey Weinstein's going to be in here somewhere. Has revealed the sheer extent of sexual harassment women are forced to endure. I think the swimming pool makes these behaviours feel more concentrated because it is rare for women and men to be packed so tightly together, wearing so little in a public space. Tensions sometimes run high in pools because, as one friend put it, they can be generally quite crowded and a bit annoying. You know, a crowded pool and you might accidentally touch people. I don't know. Who knows? And in the fact that most men see themselves as physically stronger and faster than women because they are. And it's no wonder going swimming starts to feel like a giant social experiment devised by Judith Butler. I don't know who that is. I mean, I'm not faster and stronger than a lot of women, but most other men are. So just thought I'd lay that out for you, just so you know. Many pools are cognizant of gender politics and respond by holding women-only sessions, which are really good for women who are self-conscious or have religious beliefs that prevent them from swimming in mixed-gender pools. All right. Isn't that wonderful? You have a gender belief that you can swim in a pool with men. Nevertheless, I'm not sure more women-only sessions are the way forward. Rather, staff should be more attuned to this stuff and intervene more often. This will require extra training and support from management because, as a friend who works in swimming pools tells me, many poolside staff members are quite young and may feel reticent about challenging angry men who are a couple of decades older than they are. Whenever I've reported bad behaviour to the lovely staff in my local pool, they've been fantastic. It's probably a weekly event for you, so I suspect it is an issue of awareness and experience rather than will. But men themselves also need to think more carefully about how they behave in public spaces. That's right, all of us need to think about how we behave in public, because we're all fucking problems. It's a problem. It's a problem. Well, here's a suggestion. Ladies, can you also be a bit more considerate about how you behave in public? Like when you're on buses, yapping on your hands-free until your fucking mouth drops out of your face. How about that? Yeah, but how about that? How about you be a bit more considerate when you're on public transport, yapping on your hands-free? Could you do that for us? That would be nice. We'd appreciate that. It's a headache. It's you make our brains hurt. So could you do that for us? And we'll stop swimming butterfly in swimming pools, I suppose. Fuck knows, I don't know. Could you also stop? Could you also stop like going out in big groups and just being loud as fuck and going around grabbing men like they're pieces of meat and going, "Ooh, look at his dick." Could you stop doing that as well? Being gross, big groups of gross drunk women being absolutely gross. Could you stop doing that? Would that be all right? Could you stop doing that? Could you stop doing that? Ladies, also, could you stop getting drunk as fuck and trying to get your boyfriends into fights with other men? Could you stop doing that? Could you just stop doing that? Getting all drunk as fuck and causing men problems because the man has to fight the man usually. Could you stop doing that? Hey, fuck you, you can't. Right, well, I can't knock her out. I'm gonna knock you out. Yeah, could you stop doing that? Could you? Could you stop doing that? That'd be all right. Just a little thought. Ladies, could you stop doing those things? They're really annoying, very aggressive. Could you stop it? Could you stop doing that? Could you stop doing that? That'd be nice. Just stop doing it. And we'll stop trying to swim fast in swimming pools, I suppose. That's what we've got to do, I suppose. Is that what she wants? Hang on, we all have a responsibility not to behave antisocially. If you're a man who internally sees that female swimmers, engage with your feelings and ask why they are there. What the fuck? Who the fuck are you talking to? That's insane. Oh, that female swimmer's quite good. God, I hate her. Like, the fuck? If you see other men behaving badly, think, could you intervene without exasperating the situation? No. I don't think you know much. What, you see, a man if I'm in the swimming pool, I see a man overtake another woman. Like, if I see her grab her ankles or fucking grab her ass, then yeah, I'd probably, have to say something. If I see him overtaking her, or splashing. Excuse me, you overtook that woman aggressively? Like, I'd punch myself in the face. Swimming pools don't have to be stressful places for women. We could make them nice and relaxing for everybody, if we wanted to. Then get rid of the fucking children. Like, ain't men are the problem. The fucking children in swimming pools are a pain in the ass. Well, that's astonishing, isn't it? How wonderful. How absolutely wonderful. Well done, Ellie Mae O'Hagan. You... brilliant. Great. I have nothing more to say.